Good day everyone. The topic we choose are business bluffing, problem in fair pricing, money laundering, and whistleblowing business talks.
Before we proceed to discuss our topic, let me introduce myself first. I am Maria Luisa Nisoro and I am with my team Isa Basher, Jason Mercado, Mark Valeroso, and Hanea Makabalang. So now, let's discuss our first topic. Ano nga ba ang business bluffing?
Business bluffing was debated in scholarly journals at least by the late 1990s. The treatment of this has been taken to the point where it appears to be a thing itself, something of a particular gravity, specifically defined and conceptually fleshed out without much thought to the substance of it. Business bluffing is a bluffing at the best and misrepresentation or fraud at worst. In any case, it is matter wherein its legality, considering settled at the focus on the discussion of the subject must be redirected as to the established facts.
The deliberated deception of others during business talks, interaction, or transaction is referred to as a business bluffing. In order to obtain a competitive edge or accomplish a desired result. It entails making claims or providing data that minimize flaws, inflate strength, or instill false confidence. Business bluffing can take a various forms, such as first, exaggerated claims. What is exaggerated claims? It is making inflated promises on the performance, quality, or capabilities of an item or services. The next is concealing information. Information is omitting or hiding essential facts that could have an influence on how talks or choice turn out. The third one is creating false urgency. It is putting an offer or opportunity that might not truly exist under a false impressions of urgency or significance. The fourth one is misleading competitors. What is misleading competitors? This is disseminating false or misleading thoughts about rivals in an effort to damage their standing in the market. The lastly is the negotiation tactics. Negotiation tactics using dishonest strategies in talks, including seeming to leave a transaction in order to get better terms.
Certain businesses or cultures may perceive certain types of bluffing as acceptable within their competitive standards, whilst others may be regarded as immoral or dishonest. The ethical ramifications of business bluffing can differ based on variables like openness, truthfulness, and the possible effect on stakeholders. To sum up, business bluffing is the deliberate manipulation of information to sway judgment and choices in a commercial setting, frequently in order to obtain a competitive edge or accomplish particular corporate goals.
Before we proceed to our next topic, here is the video example about business bluffing.
Keep focused on this player's glancing eyes. While everyone is distracted by the man in the dark jacket talking, he quickly looks at his cards. Right there. Here. He surreptitiously looks again.
Tony, I'm all in. Hot limit, brah.
Without looking?
Without looking.
As you can see on the video, there are a group of people playing pokers, and the man in white is he grabbed the opportunity to look at his card while the other players are busy talking. And after that, he bets a lot, and the girl asks if he is sure that he will bet that much without even seeing the card. So as you can see, this is the best example of business bluffing because business bluffing is misleading but not lying.
Now let's proceed to the next topic, which is problem and fair pricing. So what is problem and fair pricing? Determining a fair price is another ethical dilemma that frequently arises in the corporate and economic worlds. Two theories forecast prices. The first maintains that man has a right to share in the fruits of his labor and therefore sets a fair prices for the produce he creates. The second maintains that supply and demand determine price. How can we decide a fair price? In a fixed pricing system, a seller gives the lowest price for his items that he is willing to accept, subject to no other considerations. The phrase problem in pricing usually describes difficulties or problems that companies run into when determining how much to charge for their goods or services. Pricing is a crucial component of company strategy that has immediate influence on customer perception, profitability, market positioning, and overall business performance. The following are some typical issues or difficulties that firms have with pricing.
There are 10 types of typical issue or difficulties that firms have with pricing. So the first one is setting the price point. This is determining the optimal price point that maximizes profitability while remaining attractive to customer can be difficult. Pricing too high can deter customers while pricing too low may erode profit margins. So next one is understanding customer value perception. Understanding customer value perception is the customer often perceive value differently based on factors such as brand reputation, quality, and features. Aligning pricing with customer perception of value can be challenging. The third one is competitive pricing pressure. Competitors, pricing strategies, and market dynamics can exert pressure on business pricing decisions. Okay, the next one is the cost-based pricing versus value-based pricing. Choosing between cost-based pricing, setting price based on production and operational costs, and value-based pricing, setting price based on the perceived customer value, can be dilemma for businesses. So the fifth one is the dynamic pricing complexity. In industries where pricing fluctuates based on the demand, supply, or other market conditions, such as in an e-commerce or travel, implementing effective dynamic pricing strategies can be complex. Now let's proceed to number 6. Price discrimination issues. What is price discrimination issues? It is the managing pricing strategies that target different customer segments like price discrimination without alienating customers or causing perception issues can be challenging. Number 7, promotional pricing effectiveness. What is promotional pricing effectiveness? It is effectively using promotional pricing like discounts, sales, and bundles, and others to attract customers without devaluing the product or eroding brand equity is crucial. Number 8 is global pricing consistency. What is global pricing consistency? It is the maintaining consistent pricing across different geographic markets while considering local economic factors, currencies, and customer behavior can be significant a challenge for multinational businesses. So number 9 is psychological pricing consideration. What is psychological pricing consideration? It is understanding and leveraging psychological pricing principles such as pricing hedging, decoy pricing, and anchoring to influence customer behavior effectively. Lastly, the number 10. It is the ethical consideration. So what is ethical consideration? It is ensuring that pricing practices are fair, transparent, and compliant with legal and ethical standards to maintain customer trust and avoid regulatory issues.
In order to tackle these price obstacles, companies must carry out exhaustive market research, scrutinize rival landscapes, comprehend consumer inclinations, and consistently assess and modify pricing tactics according to market conditions and corporate goals. The illicit process of turning money obtained via unlawful means into clean money, that is, money that may be freely utilized in lawful commercial operation and need not to be kept a secret from authorities, is known as money laundering. According to CFI team, how money laundering operates, generally, there are three stages to money laundering. First, the first time money obtained through illegal means is moved into a legitimate financial network or institution is known as first entrance or placement. Second, the process of layering involves transferring money continuously via a number of transactions, investments, and business ventures, making it nearly hard to track down the money's illicit source. And the last, when the money is fully integrated, it may be spent lawfully and freely without needing to be hidden.
Whistleblowers frequently report damaging behavior to the media, public entities, and other internal company organizations. Examples of such behaviors include fraud and corruptions, tax evasions, the mismanagement of public funds, and threats of public health, safety, or security. In addition to disclosing transgressions or illegalties, whistleblowers also report acts judged immoral or detrimental to the general welfare of interest of the public. A landmark case of whistleblowing in the Philippines was analyzed in this chapter, the Estrada Planter case.
So now let's watch this video as an example of problem in fair pricing.
There's a person named John. He just started coffee and some snack stall. But he's not very much familiar about pricing techniques because he is not much aware of theories and strategies. He is not as much educated as he can calculate his all profit and loss. So here we have to understand his problem and give him solution. So before discussing and deciding the price, let's have a look on the item he is offering to his customers and what is his cost price. When we asked him, he told us about his item coffee and sandwich. Now if we start calculation, first we have to calculate the price of sugar, milk, and price of the coffee beans which he is using to make the coffee. He told us his total cost of making a cup of coffee is minimum $5. So obviously we have to decide it's priced more than $5 because $5 is his cost price, and if he is doing business there should be some profit, otherwise he cannot do his business on the long term. So here we calculate his total cost is $5 and $1 for his physical work or services. So we decided the price in a round figure of $10. And this is the steps that we have to follow for sandwich as well. First, calculate all the expenses which he expended to buy the raw material of the sandwich, like bread slices, salt, cheese sliced, mayonnaise sauce, black pepper, vegetables, and all small ingredients, and assume that it's costed him around $10 for one sandwich. After included his physical investment, we will calculate it as $15.
So we can see in the video that the owner of a coffee shop is have no idea how to put the price on his coffee and sandwich. So he asked his employers what the thing he can do to set a price in the sandwich and the coffee. So the employee gave an idea to compute all the cost of ingredients to set a fair price. So if we connect it, this picture in real life, all owner of different fast food chain is do these techniques, and also to avoid problem in fair pricing, we always ensure that the price of our product or food is fair. Also, fairness is closely tied to respect, and being respectful of others is the key trait that employers look for in their employees. If you are a fair person toward all others' employees, it shows that you respect others' opinions and contributions, which can be very important in a team environment.
Before we proceed to the explanation of money laundering, let's watch this video first to enlighten you what is money laundering.
When he was finally put on trial, the most he could be convicted of was tax evasion. The nearly $100 million a year, that's 1.4 billion in today's currency, that Capone had earned from illegal gambling, bootlegging, brothels, and extortion would have served as evidence of his crimes. But the money was nowhere to be found. Capone and his associates had hidden it through investments in various businesses whose ultimate ownership couldn't be proven, like cash-only laundromats. In fact, those laundromats are part of the reason for the name of this activity, money laundering. Money laundering came to be the term for any process that cleans illegally obtained funds of their dirty criminal origins, allowing them to be used within the legal economy.
Now, let's proceed to our second topic, money laundering. Money laundering is defined as processing of criminal proceeds to disguise their illegal origin. Since money laundering is prohibited, it can be difficult to pinpoint the precise scope of the activity. Nonetheless, a 2029 study by the UNODC revealed that worldwide, Earnings from illicit activities made up 3.6% of the world GDP, of which USD 1.6 billion or 2.7% was spent on money laundering. Money laundering involves both a predicate offense or specified unlawful offense, a scheme to hide the proceeds from the crime. Crimes can shift their earnings into the difficult financial system through cash courier services, remittance networks, complex corporate structures, or international commerce.
The cycle of money laundering, which conceals the criminal gains, consists of three parts. The first one is the placement, which is the moving funds away from the crime into the financial system. The second is the layering, which is disguising the trail to hide the origin of the funds. The third one is the integration, making the money available again to the criminal. Most anti-money laundering programs focus on two primary ways. That money might be laundered through the banking system of using cash. However, a third kind of money laundering, known as a trade-based money laundering, focuses on the money laundering through trade, the process of disguising pursuit of crime by moving the value through the state defines trade-based money laundering. Office for Government Accountability, the Financial Action Task Force, an intergovernmental organization that establishes international anti-money laundering guidelines, has identified four typical trade-based money laundering methods. The first one is over and under invoicing of goods and services. The second one is the multiple invoicing of goods and services. The third one is the over and under shipments of goods and services. And the last one, the falsely describing goods.
According to the U.S. Treasury Department, money laundering is particularly difficult to detect through the financial system since banks usually carry out payments without monitoring trade activities. According to the Government Accountability Office, as financial institutions have grown more compliant with the Bank Secrecy Act and anti-money laundering regulations, law enforcement agencies have noticed an increase in trade-based money laundering.
Whistleblowing by citizens has received more attention lately as a workable and effective strategy to stop tax evasion. For instance, according to the IRS Whistleblower Office, information supplied by whistleblowers helped the U.S. government collect $3.4 billion in tax revenue between 2007 and 2016. Whistleblowing may have financial benefits, although its origins and socioeconomic implications are rarely studied in research studies. While evidence suggests that trust in the government is a major factor in the decision to report tax evaders, there is currently a dearth of research on the possibility that whistleblowing could lower the quality of social interaction within communities.
So we can see on the video that we watched that the mayor report the illegal doing of the president because the president built a resort first instead of helping people in needs. So if we connect it in the real life situation in our country, there is a lot of money that is not used properly. So there are also many individuals who do bad things like stealing due to their poverty because they are not given enough help by our government. Also, money laundering involves disguising financial assets so they can be used without detection of the illegal activity that produced them. Through money laundering, the criminal transform the monetary proceeds derived from criminal activity into funds with an apparently legal source.
Let's proceed to our last topic, whistleblowing business tax. The deduction of legal fees related to certain federal whistleblower status is also permitted by the tax code. Legal expenses paid in connection with federal tax whistleblower cases that result in IRS awards may be deducted under IRC Section 62. Any action initiated under the Federal False Claims Act may be eligible for an above-the-line deduction of legal fees under IRC Section 62. Refer to RIC Section 62, nevertheless these laws did not specifically include SEC whistleblower claims until the beginning of 2018. Employment is a common source of whistleblower claims, and many SEC whistleblowers were employed by the companies about whose action they failed reports.
Whistleblowing is an effective and affordable way to combat tax evasion without harming group cooperation. According to our lab experiment, participants played a gift exchange game followed by a tax evasion game with a whistleblowing stage introduced in between. The result shown that whistleblowing reduced tax evasion and improved audit accuracy with a significant negative impact on the group cooperation. In business, whistleblowing involves reporting suspected tax evasion like first is tax fraud, misrepresenting financial information to reduce tax liability. Second is tax evasion, legally avoiding taxes by concealing income or assets. Third is misuse of tax credit or reductions, falsely claim undeserved tax benefits. Fourth is failure to report income, deliberately not reporting earned income. Fifth is other legally tax practices, any other violation of tax laws. Whistleblowers, who can be employees or third parties, help promote tax compliance and protect public revenues. They may report to government agencies and could receive protection and other reward of disclosure. Overall, whistleblowers ensure integrity in financial reporting.
Before we end this video, this is a last example for our last topic, whistleblowing and business tax.
Large investment firm with thousands of clients. Caroline was a hard-working employee and eventually was promoted to management. On her first day, the other managers sat down with her and explained that they would take a little bit of money from each account because they felt their wages weren't high enough, but their boss wouldn't raise their pay. Caroline went to her boss about the breach of ethics, but he secretly knew about it and participated. Seeing that she needed to report this externally, she got legal counsel to help her report this through the proper channels. Through her lawyer, Carolyn also learned that she had legal protection as a whistleblower.
So, makikita natin sa video na si Caroline is nilapitan siya ng isang lalaki para sabihin na kukuha sila ng pera sa kada account ng employee nila para mabayaran yung wages na hindi kaya bayaran ng boss nila, which is wrong. Kaya agad na nag-report si Caroline about dun sa pagkuha ng sweldo niya para lang ibayad sa wages na hindi mabayaran ng boss niya. Because whistleblowing is the activity of a person, often an employee, revealing information about activity within a private or public organization that is deemed illegal, immoral, illicit, unsafe, or fraudulent. Whistleblowers can use a variety of internal or external channels to communicate information or allegations. That's all for our topic.